and welcome back to Let's Play Donkey Kong Country. We are in World 5, Kremlings Industries, probably the hardest world in the game, and also has the highest number of my most hated levels in the game. I try and stop myself from using the term least favorite, because that implies that there's things that I like about those levels. We're not going to get too deep into that. We will deal with those when we get to them. First one, Oil Drum Alley. This is a fairly straightforward level, demoing the new factory aesthetic for this world. Well, it appears in 2 levels anyway, but there is one thing that makes this level particularly notorious for 101% completion. Speaking of 101% completion, our first bonus room to collect is right here. Gotta get the TNT barrel to blow open that fire barrel, and we just come into a barrel blast minigame. Just a 1-up to collect there, plus some bananas. I didn't really collect too many bananas there because I screwed up. Or let's just say I didn't want that many. Sounds more impressive that way. Of course, we're collecting the Kong letters here, just watching out for these critters. Now we'll start doing a bounce chain on these naughties. Oof. Ooh, that might be a problem. Let me see if I can't do it from this. Ah, that works also. Now here's the second bonus room, and we want to tag in Diddy for this. And I'm going to do something that I don't normally do in my recordings. Let's hit the reset here to create a new suspend point, just because there is something very particular we have to do in this room, and it is pretty easy to screw up. You may notice that this matching game is going pretty fast, and normally we'd want to either go for the 1-up or the token, but in this case we actually want to go for the 1 banana. I like to time it just by doing it after the 1-up, since I'm always looking for that anyway, so we'll hit that. Okay, we'll wait for it to come back around, and jump up. Now, when you get the 1 banana, it spits out a barrel, and there's one more thing to do. We gotta jump up against this wall, and make sure we don't hit the bottom, slide down it, hit it with Diddy Kong holding it forward. That opens up this new room, which allows us to enter. If we throw the barrel into the wall, that just ends the bonus game and kicks us out. And you only get 1 shot to enter this room. If you screw it up in any capacity, either you pick the wrong item, or you throw the barrel in and don't actually enter the room off of sliding off the wall, you can never enter this room again, and you permanently lock yourself out of 101% completion. That is extremely cruel. I have no idea how the heck you're supposed to figure this out. Also, I screwed up because I was too busy talking there. But if you completed the country, you would get a blue balloon. Not something we really needed, but yeah, if you screw that up, you don't get a second shot at it. You have to start a new file or load a save from before you hit that. Yeah, really dumb. I'm not really sure how they expected you to figure that out. Possibly there's a cryptic hint to it from Cranky, but not something I ever feel like going through his dialogue to figure out, and of course, I just looked that up in a guide. But if there is a room that you are missing for 101% completion, it is almost certainly that one. The only indication that you'd have that it's there is after completing every other level, which itself is a pretty arduous task. You would see that this level doesn't have an exclamation point, and then you'd be really frustrated because you couldn't figure out where the bonus room is, only to find out that you screwed up and couldn't get it anyway. Yeah, very dumb. Anyway, there is in fact one more bonus for us to collect. This is another 4-room level. We don't really need this barrel, but I'm just carrying it anyway since it is going to help us get into the next final bonus room, which is in here. And this is another simple barrel minigame, barrel blasting minigame, I should say. This one is, of course, doing, as you can see, the vertical ones. It is also where we get the N letter. Very easy. Much better than those rotating barrel rooms. And we're getting close to the end of this level. Now, the remaining challenge is we gotta jump across these oil barrels as the flames are coming up. Want to make sure we land on the barrels when there aren't any flames. Do note that as the flames are coming up, they can't hurt you, but once they come out entirely, and oof, that was actually kind of scary. I was playing a little risky there. Once they come up fully, that's when they'll heat your Kong and take him out. Of course, we got another Manky Kong here. This guy's showing up periodically in later worlds. Alright, now as you can see, here is where it jets up twice, and then it finally fully comes out. While it's jetting up like that, you actually don't get hurt by it, so if you're moving really quickly, you can get across all of this. I don't really feel like risking it, because I usually screw things up when I risk it, so we're just going to do this the slow way. We want to jump off this oil barrel right here to get enough height to break that open for the G, and that is Oil Drum Alley. One of the more simplistic levels. Now, here comes the first in the trio of hated levels in this world for me, Trick Track Trek. This is a very, very boring and slow auto-scrolling level. We just have to ride on this little track here and avoid the hazards as we come across them. As you can see, moving up and down the different vertices kind of screws up Donkey Kong's positioning, and he just goes off the platform. It's pretty funny looking. I don't know if this is something that actually got fixed in the Game Boy Advance version. Generally speaking, the sequels to this game are a lot better about properly placing the models and having more accurate hit and hurt boxes for everything. But as you can see, as we're traveling along, we just got a bunch of neckies trying to take us out, and I screwed up and let Diddy get killed there, but that's okay. I do want to be paying attention here. It's very, very easy to zone out while doing this and screw up, which is another reason I really dislike this level. And there we go. Sometimes I screw up and don't go far enough to get that O. As you can see, you got mini neckies spitting at us. Just want to make sure we jump up to avoid those nuts. And coming back around, we do want to be jumping, so we take him out. Ditto for this. Oh! Well, there's something that didn't happen. Since this is very slow, I'm just going to cut ahead to that point. Alright, here we are again. It's been a very long time since I killed myself in that fashion. As you can see, we just have to jump properly as we ride down. Now, we're at the end of the track, and we actually want to roll off here and go into that bonus barrel. Very easy bonus barrel to miss if you're not paying attention. And of course, this is our first bonus room for this level. Very simple, riding on the track, get some bananas, and we'll just collect a handful here and end it right there. Alright, now here's where the level both becomes boring and tedious, but also very frustrating. As you can see, we've got enemies walking down from up top. We just want to make sure we're standing in the right spot so we don't get hit by them. You can also attack them as they come down, but that makes it very likely that you'll accidentally kill yourself, so maybe don't try that. But yes, now we're just riding along. Here we've got to roll off, and as you can see, we get up top here, get the bonus barrel. If you do not make it up here, you are not able to hit that bonus barrel, although you might possibly be able to jump off that critter and get up there now that I think about it. Best to not try. Anyway, another claptrap minigame here, and this is our first instance of seeing a purple claptrap. As you can see, this guy's gimmick is that when we jump, he jumps. He only jumps off of you actually pressing the jump button while you're on the ground. He doesn't jump when you bounce off of any other enemies, or if you're holding the jump button to get a higher bounce off enemies. Moves pretty fast after a while. Hey, a life to make up for the lives that I've lost so far. Now, after that is taken care of, in sharp contrast to most other bonus games in this game, this one... Oh, well, I was not paying attention there. This one sends us back in the level, which is very, very annoying. It's like getting animal tokens. I'm not too worried about losing DK there, because there isn't anything too challenging coming up, and we'll hit another bonus barrel before we get to the hard parts. Now we actually want to ride properly, just jump when that guy's coming at us. As you can see, that critter does not even make it onto the platform. Here comes a clump. Very unfortunate that we had Diddy there, but I managed to vault over him. Would have been safer to roll into him, but I was being very reactionary there. Now, coming up here, there's another clump. This one, he's just faking you out. He doesn't actually walk off. Although I hear he does actually walk off in the Game Boy Advance version. I don't know, I think it's kind of more amusing that he's just trying to fake you out. Comes a claptrap. You just don't think to roll into him. You should be fine. As soon as we pass by this B, jump up, we can get the G right there. Easy peasy. 2 claptraps. Oh, I almost made it onto that platform there. Alright, we want to hang back, then after he throws 2 barrels, go to the right, and that is that taken care of. Now we want to hang on to the left and just jump over the zinger. As you can see, we got a crusher coming, and he'll just walk to the edge and he gets stuck, but then he falls off. Alright, we've got this level in the bag. Coming over here, we got Manky Kong throwing barrels at us. We want to roll through him real quick, and then just drop down. Behind him, there's a platform, there's a Winky token. Very good that we didn't have 2 tokens there, or I'd have to do that whole section again. And here's a chance to get a blue balloon to make up for the time that I screwed up getting the blue balloon. Alright, we're doing excellent on 1-ups here. I am never going to use all of these. Alright, that's one slow and boring level taken care of. Thankfully, we've got a more active and involved one after this, but it's also a very difficult and annoying one. Coming in to elevator antics. So, there's a bonus area right at the start here. We just want to roll off, and for best results, do this as Diddy, but climb up this rope, and we hit the first bonus room. Time to spell out Kong. Oh, never mind. Well, that just gets us through it quicker. If you had done it successfully, you'd get a 1-up, which we do not need any more of, but, you know, there's pride at stake. Of course, I am here immortalizing my personal failures for you in video format. Sure to hold as far right as possible when you jump off that rope so you can hit the mini necky. As you can see, these slippas, they love to just come in right as you land or right as you move the camera over. Mini necky here. We'll just take him out with no problem. And let me see. Whoa. Actually, this is not where I want to be. I was getting confused with something later in the level. It's actually very unfortunate that I lost Diddy here, because Slippa comes right in. If you drop down from that rope holding right, you will almost certainly hit that guy. It's very annoying and very cheap. And there we go. It would also have been helpful to have Diddy for this section. Got these zingers coming up. I want to jump over this guy, climb all the way to the top, wait for the zinger at the right to come down, and then jump over him. Oh, I screwed that up. Oh, Alright, I'll cut ahead to when I get here. Alright, here we are again. Normally I have Diddy for this section, and he makes this no problem. So, go over the zinger, and as you can see, you can get on top of the level geometry and off camera, and that'll allow you to get into this secret. This is the only time in the game that there is something like this. Kind of strange that it's not more prevalent. Can we get the green balloon now? See, that one was moving very, very quickly. That's a very tricky one to get, and I usually screw it up, as I did there. But hey, we're getting further into the level. Now we've got the actual elevators of elevator antics. As you can see, we can ride some of these down and get some bonus bananas. There is one other that we can ride down for a little bonus. As you can see, we got Necky over here. Kind of screwed up hitting him with the barrel. Let's ride this one down. And over here, this is where the N is. This is very easy to miss. I usually forget to grab this. It's a bit risky to be playing. Actually, we're going to switch over to DK, because as you can see, we've got a lot of clumps that start off on these platforms. DK, of course, can handle them a lot better since he can jump on them. Here, we've got a barrel to take them out, though, so it's not as big a deal. Alright, we want to jump on these elevators to come down. Final one is coming up for us. Very convenient. And we're almost past the easy parts of the level. Got one tricky section coming up. Oh. Yeah, this guy shoots them pretty erratically. The mini Necky starts shooting their nuts out very quickly at this point. As you can see, oh dear, that is unfortunate. Hopefully I do not screw up in the one way that I did once when I was practicing this. Alright, jump over here. You want to make sure you time your jump at a very particular time, because it's very easy to jump over when there actually is not an elevator coming up. Alright, hopefully I can make this. Screwed up. Alright, I'll cut ahead to when I get here. Yeah, as you can see, this mini Necky shoots those nuts at a very feverish pace, so you have to have very particular timing to actually hit him without getting hit yourself. And it's very rare that I get through that without losing a Kong. But as you can see, we ride that final elevator down, get a barrel game with some bananas for us. Nothing that we're going to spend too much time on, though. I totally didn't screw up and just lose early. Alright, here is my most hated level in the game. This level stinks. This is Poison Pond, final water level of the game. It is the slowest and by far the most obnoxious of them all, which is really saying something. Lots of off-screen hazards here. The game gets pretty carried away with it at this point. Got a lot of bite sizes, got a lot of those Chomper Juniors, and of course we've got mincers to deal with, and squids. And yeah, as you can see, this stuff just kind of comes in right as you're hitting the edge of the screen, so it's very easy to get tagged by it and lose a Kong. Here's where it starts to get a little bit tricky. You definitely want to edge your way up, because you cannot see where these things are coming from until they are already on screen. And yeah, want to be very careful here. Just sort of juke around these squids. As you can see, another mincer. If you were going full tilt there, you would get hit by it. And what do we got here? I think there's more bite sizes coming. Yes. And as you can see, they move in zigzag patterns, so it's very easy to get hit by them as... Oh dear, that's bad. But as you can see, two mincers. If you're going over the bottom one and just going to the right, you'll get hit by the top one. I'm actually pretty nervous right now. I do not want to have to do any more of this level than is necessary. Are we at the checkpoint yet? I always forget where the checkpoint is. It's always never early enough. There we go. Okay. Here's where the level is technically harder, but I have it a bit more on lock. There's a bite size who almost got me. We want to go this way. As you can see, we've got a little bit of an obstacle to get through with these mincers going up pretty quickly. But if we make it through them, we get N-Guard for the final time in the game. Wanted to hit that Chomper Jr., but I just went over him. awkward hitboxes. Alright, we want to go to the right here, and just for safety's sake, get the barrel with Diddy Kong in here. Now you want to be going slowly as you come up here because gonna be some rotating mincers. It's very easy to be going full tilt and then just get hit by one that happens to be rotating by as you're coming up. That one is also one that tends to hit me a lot. As you can see, it moves quite fast, and it comes in from off-screen right as you're passing through this area. And we just want to go over this way because there is a hollow wall here that we can get through. There's also an espresso token, but I do not want to get him. I'm pretty sure I'm at 2 tokens, and if I grabbed him, I would be sent back to the checkpoint. Do not want to deal with that. We want to deal with as little of this level as possible. And we are just about done with it. As you can see, final gauntlet of bite sizes here. And the G awaits us. Oh dear, that's actually really unfortunate. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so you got these mincers, and one last bite size comes through the center, just to troll you. But we made it, and we did it deathless. Not Kong lossless, but hey, Poison Pond taken care of. Diddy has been sweeping the levels, in sharp contrast to the previous world where it was Donkey Kong who got most of the credit. Alright, Minecart Madness, the second and final minecart level of the game. This one's a little bit different. As you can see, we don't jump with the minecart, instead we jump out of it. So we have to jump between carts as we hit the end of the track. And I screwed that up, but I did not screw this up. We're not going to get the full Kong letters for this. We want to go up here and then jump once the bananas stop, because that is where the bonus barrel is located. And as you can see, another rotating barrel game. Let's see if I can't get through this one. Ramby token? Yes. Missed the balloon. Like my luck, huh? I'll try and get the other letters, even though we can't get the full Kong letters, and I screwed that up. Well, you at least see where they are. There's an end guard token down there that I did not bother to look up how to get. It is not that important. Oop. I missed the checkpoint. That is, that kind of puts us in an interesting spot. I'll see how that affects us. I wasn't really thinking there. Alright, now we want to jump here, hit this tire, and get into the next bonus barrel. Alright, after this point, the level's kind of on lock at this point. You know what, let's get another Ramby token. See if we can't do another Ramby minigame before the end. Oh, never mind. I'm less concerned about getting the animal friend tokens at this point, because we are pretty set on one-ups. I do not think we need any more. But, you know, there's pride at stake. Not much pride. Man, I am doing horrible on getting the Kong letters. That one was not even a hard one to get. I am just not doing very well. Oh well. At least they're not necessary for 100% completion, unlike the future or modern Donkey Kong games like Tropical Freeze and Return, where they do actually have a reason to be collected. Also, that banana bunch is absolutely not worth going for. You have to time your jump very specifically. As you can see, there's the final bonus barrel right there, and this one is very simple to get to. Just have to bounce on these tires, and thankfully I did not screw up and plummet to my death. And we get another simple minigame. Just bounce on this tire, collect the bananas, good stuff. And we're almost at the end of Kremlings Industries. We've just got one more level to go, and then the boss fight. And here's one of the more iconic levels of the game coming up. You know, I was just thinking about this. I like how Cranky Kong, for some reason, has a house in every single world on DK Island. You know, he must have many various retirement homes, but Blackout Basement. As you can see, this level's gimmick is that every 2 seconds, the lights switch between being on and being off. When it's off, you cannot see anything more than a vague outline of the level. And of course, there's a lot of sections where you want to be going slowly so you can actually see what's coming up. Of course, if you've played this game a ton, you will have this memorized and be able to go through this very quickly. I am not that skilled. I have not spent that much time practicing this level to memorize it, so we're not going to be doing that. We're just going to be doing it a fairly straightforward way. And yeah, I forget what's there, so we'll just be careful. Of course, the positioning is pretty simplistic with a lot of the things, so you can still sort of know where you're going if you judge your jumps properly. Here we got a rope. Jump over here. Get this clump. And this is a section where I usually am going too fast and die. This one's got a moving platform. We just want to wait for that to come in, jump on it when the lights are on, and then jump over here. Maybe you can clear that with a roll jump? I've never really tried it now that I think about it. Alright, this one, we just gotta time it. There's the rope. I can usually get that even if I can't see the rope, just because I'm so familiar with how those are timed. And let's see. Okay, yeah, this is the one where there's 2 moving platforms, and yeah, I screwed up and died. Alright, I'll cut ahead to that section. Alright, here we are again. Got it successfully this time. Oof, almost got hit by that claptrap. We're actually coming up on the first of 2 bonus areas for this level. This is probably the most deaths I've had in a single video so far. Well, actually it is, I know for certain. But as you can see, it's marked by banana there. Just ride that falling platform down and we get it. Now we have to do a barrel game in the dark, but fortunately I was able to get that. We're not going to spend too much time in here since we don't really want to just grope around in the dark. Now, when we come down here, we get a steel barrel, and now is time to do a thing with the steel barrel I have not shown yet. This is the one time where you actually need to do it. Throw it against the wall, and as it's rolling at you, you can jump onto it and do a barrel rolling. Well, you can roll on the barrel really quickly to move around quickly and knock things out. And as you can see, if you're riding that barrel, you can hit that wall and get into the second and final bonus area for this level. There's a couple levels where you can do that to some effect, and oh, I screwed that up. I knew it was one of those two. Oh well. As you can see, the lights flicker on and off, but it's not as much of a challenge to this as you'd think. They did time it so that you'd be able to see where the balloon goes as the lights are on. I just wasn't paying attention there. But yeah, you can roll on the steel barrels to go very fast and take things out as they come at you. But there's not too many situations where you really want to do that. The only level I can think of where you'd actually be able to do it to some effect is Orangutan Gang. This is the one level where you actually have to do it. Theoretically, you could carry the barrel all the way and just break that wall the normal way, but that would be very tough because, as you can see, there's a lot of enemies on the way. Anyway, time to take on the boss of this world, Dumb Drum. Dumb Drum's a very simplistic boss, and Dumb Drum himself is not much of a boss. What he does is he drops down, like you can see there, and then he spits some enemies at you. First we got 2 critters, then in the next cycle he drops down 2 times, then he drops down more enemies. This time we got some slippas. These guys move pretty quickly, so we can just roll through them both at once like that. Next up, he is going to drop some claptraps, I believe? Yes. So we want to jump on these guys. Next up, he's going to do clumps, and of course we've got to dodge 4 of his drops at this point. I have, kind of embarrassingly, I have a bad tendency of screwing this up because I'm not so used to dealing with these guys on a fixed screen and they move so slow. Now his final one, he spits out 2 armies. This one's kind of weird. They start rolling at you as he spits them out, so we just want to jump in the corner here. And once these guys are taken out, Dumb Drum decides to take the advice of Low Tier God. Absolutely tragic. But that is Kremlings Industries taken care of, and the final world is open to us, Chimp Caverns. This is kind of a weird world. It honestly feels like Kremlings Industries was intended to be the final world, and then they just decided to do one more. And Chimp Caverns has a lot of sort of B-side filler levels, I want to say. It's honestly kind of an erratically built world, and we'll be seeing that in the next video. Oh, it's not a terribly difficult one, save for a couple levels, including this one that start us off, Tanked Up Trouble. We'll be seeing that next time. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you then. Until then, goodbye.